God, we are back.
We are back.
It is like the craziest. I don't know. I feel like I've lived a lifetime.
We've lived 3 lifetimes.
Oh my Lord. Well, obviously, welcome to the podcast. Today's podcast, you guys who follow me online are probably well aware. I posted a couple of days ago that Dan and I were 14 weeks, almost 15 weeks pregnant, and our baby did not make it. So I wanted to just take a few minutes today to talk about it because I wanted to put it out there. And it's been so weird, AJ, because I've wanted to update people, and I know you've been there from the beginning.
Yes, it was very hard to keep my mouth shut. From when you were pregnant to all the new news, I've been with you through the whole journey. It's been hard.
You've been there through the whole thing. And I actually found out that I was pregnant the day before we went to Area 51 when we went to Alien Stock.
Right.
So it was nuts. It was Dan and I tried. We had decided we were going to try right after our wedding.
Right.
A couple weeks later, I was, ovulating. So we tried. And then 2 weeks later, we got a positive yes that we were pregnant, right?
So fast.
So fast. So we're thinking this is amazing. How great is God? This is unbelievable. And then, so the past 3 months, things had been going really well. We went for a blood test. The blood work came back fine. They did a DNA test. I didn't have any of the, the predisposed things that you can have. And then at 9 weeks, they wanted to see if there was a heartbeat. So we went in, there was a heartbeat. The heartbeat sounded strong. Everything was great, right?
Right.
So I'm over 35. They had suggested we go to this fraternal medicine doctor, OBGYN, just for a DNA test, again, cell-free test, and to make sure there was no Down syndrome.
Okay.
So this was 2 weeks ago, right? So we go in and, I guess in hindsight, things are always so crazy. Oh my God, I'm going to start crying. But anyway, so we're sitting there and the woman that's doing the sonogram isn't saying anything. So we're just okay, we're,
what's happening?
Yeah, right. We're seeing a little hand. We're seeing all these things. And she was taking all these pictures and not saying anything. So anyway, they leave the room and they come back and we did this at Virginia Hospital Center, which I highly recommend. Their team was so good.
Right.
And basically they just say, yeah, we're really sorry, but this child is not going to make it. And that you guys have this really crazy, weird thing called Triploidy syndrome. So, all right, I'll get a hold of myself. So, triploidy syndrome is essentially when 2 sperm fertilize 1 egg.
Okay.
And then the baby has multiple sets of chromosomes, right?
Mm-hmm. And how often? This is a 1 in a million.
I mean, I was just thinking about this. I'm like, oh my God, my life. It's go big or go home. There's no in between, right?
Right.
I mean, I always have the most dramatic shit, right? So I'm I moved to DC. I get a great job within 3 months.
Right.
Everything happens to me. But then I lose my license for criminal speeding for 6 months. It's never any moderation. There's just never a ticket. It's never you can't just
lose your entire fucking
have
license.
a miscarriage and be done, right?
Right.
So anyway, they say to us, you have this, it's being struck by lightning. Okay. So essentially what's going to happen is there's all this fluid that's going to build up on this baby's heart, and the baby's heart is going to stop beating in the next 4 weeks. So, we'll support you either way, but you guys should really think about, do you want to keep this pregnancy going? Do you not?
Right.
So we're oh my God, this is all happening, right? We're
so
in
fast.
shock.
Yeah.
So over the weekend we went to Detroit because we went to our cousin's wedding, right? So over the weekend, I knew probably something was happening. I didn't feel really well. I had cramps. And at one point I feel I even kind of almost had a little bit of water breaking, so I figured something was happening. So we went on last Monday to have a second opinion.
Right.
When we went, the woman was yeah, there is no heartbeat. And by the way, and they had kind of said this to us, but I don't think we were hearing it. They were yeah, also you probably have something called a partial molar pregnancy. So we're okay, we've never...
Please explain these in layman's terms. Okay, yes.
We've never heard of this either. So they're yeah, a partial molar pregnancy is basically when they almost call it a Swiss cheese placenta. There's all these holes in the placenta that are little grape-like cysts.
Okay.
So we're all right. So essentially... we're thinking, okay, we'll have this miscarriage, we'll have a D&E, which is a dilation and evacuation procedure, and then we'll be able to just like start again in January. And they're like, well, not exactly. So with this partial molar placenta, it can sometimes in rare cases almost act like a cancer. So if you don't monitor your HCG levels to make sure that they come back down to like 0, sometimes you can get a false pregnancy because the placenta is growing again in your body. And even though there's no child.
Oh my God.
Right. And then it can go to other parts of your body. And in rare cases, you'll have to do like oral chemo to kill this, right? Okay, yeah, this is like, hi, this is my whole story. Yes, okay. So, like, are you kidding? So, last Wednesday, we have the D&E. Thank God it went really well. Again, we went to Virginia Hospital Center, and I can't thank the nurses and they were so amazing, so empathetic. Like,
procedure was painless. How long was it?
Totally out. Really fast. So, the whole procedure itself, I think, is like 25 minutes, 30 minutes.
That is really, okay, yeah.
And we were really grateful. They ended up bringing in a doctor from Georgetown to do a sonogram while they did the D&E so they could make sure that all the placenta was gone.
Okay.
If you have a normal, miscarriage, lots of times they don't need a sonogram. They can kind of make sure everything's out. But because this can cause issues, in
the future.
Right. So we went and did that on Wednesday. I think I posted like on Thursday. Anyway, the procedure went really well. We got back the initial pathology reports, which it looks like it's this partial molar pregnancy.
Okay.
And so it's just been like so crazy. And, now I just I've heard from so many of you guys, like when I put this out there, like so many people have had miscarriages and it's
it's like a community.
Yes. But it's so crazy because like in our case, the baby was not going to live anyway, but it's so weird how emotional it is.
Right.
It's like, I can't even explain it. And I'm sure like my hormones are still like going nuts. We go back on Thursday to go for our first HCG levels, test to make sure like those are coming down.
Okay.
So anyway, it's crazy. I cannot believe it. But I mean, I want to just tell people like how grateful I am that so many people have like, just reached out and been through it. And,
yeah,
sending us like really positive, vibes. So I'm not going to cry through the whole show, but
I love you.
I know. I love you too. You've been there from the start. But anyway, it's just so, yeah. So,
well, it's fast. It was unexpected. And it's...
I know. And they're really optimistic, the OBGYNs are, that, once we get past this 6-month mark, that we'll be able to have like a healthy baby. They're very optimistic. They, probably much more positive than Dan and I are.
Right.
We're like,
your surrogate, I'm like, okay.
I'm like, okay, we need to find a surrogate. Like, how do we start the adoption process? Right. Like, we need to like...
Get us on all the lists ASAP.
Get us on all the lists because this is crazy, right?
Right.
And the chances of this happening again are like less than 1%, so it is kind of like...
The numbers are on your side.
Yes.
Right.
So anyway, people have been so amazing. And I really do feel very positive like about this experience. It's just, I think I knew today would be hard to just like talk about, but I do feel really positive. And, I think we will be able to have our own child. And, if we can't, I feel like I'm not going to like get down about it, like that's...
You can't.
Right. That's just like the way that it's meant to be, and I want our story to be one of like, keep going and, but it's just so so
Well, you met on an airplane. So, I mean, it started already. One of the chances.
Oh
one of the chances.
Anyway, so nuts. So I'm snotting all over the place.
Tissues.
There's a tissue like over on this side there.
Oh, the box.
Oh my God, so insane. So anyway, I did want to thank oh my God, Dan and I have gotten so many messages. People have sent us beautiful flowers. I need like so many tissue.
Yes, we have. I came into the apartment. We have flowers. I was reading the comments on the picture, and I wasn't sure if you wanted to share it. But like, what don't we share though? Like, we share everything.
And I feel like it's been really hard. Obviously, I wanted to even share from the start that we were pregnant, but I know. Dan is very private, as you know. AJ, you like also live with us basically.
Right.
So Dan's a very private person. This has been very difficult for him. He processes things, I think, a lot. Men are like not always as emotional.
Definitely not. Right.
Been very, very hard for him. From the moment I met Dan, he wanted to become a dad and wanted to get married.
Stay-at-home dad, soccer dad.
Stay-at-home soccer dad. I think over the years, it's funny, like, I think he's gotten more and more into his career and, been a little bit like, okay, maybe we'll just have like 2 kids. Like, I think he
Instead
likes.
of like the brood of 6. Yeah.
Right. He likes his freedom. So, but, I wanted to be respectful of, Dan's emotions and not put everything out there and kind of like process this. But yeah, I'd love to share everything. So I wanted to just get it out there like ASAP because.
Like, hey, I'm pregnant. We're going through this.
Well, yeah. And I want people to know, like, obviously we are, we have moments where we're sad, like on this show, but, I wanted people to not be afraid to like say anything to me or like, I love seeing people's babies. That stuff doesn't bother me. Like, I don't want people to think like, oh, I can't mention this or whatever,
Right.
So and like a lot of, it seems rare to us, this whole partial molar thing, and then you can have a complete molar pregnancy. If you've had that, like, I'd love to hear your journey, like how it all turned out. I tried to join this Facebook group.
I was going to say, or there must be so many.
Okay, no, it's too much.
Are all the stories, they're just not.
They're horrible. Like,
there's no good ending.
There's always, no, they're like, the worst ending,
You think they'd be the good endings, like, and then we had 3 healthy babies.
No, it's like 3 people on there that just post repeatedly about how awful their lives are.
Okay.
Like, over and over. And I'm like, who's moderating this group? Okay. I mean, can we mute them for like a week so we can talk about somebody that's had like a great
experience with this and ended up
No,
with
they've had
good
the worst
ending?
case scenarios of all time.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay. Unfollow. So, I joined a group, filled out like 18 questions to get the group. And then it's 3 women just talking about how their lives were ended and they can't believe that women who do math have healthy kids. I'm like, okay,
well, it is surprising though.
I'm looking for a positive voice here. And, on this support group for molar pregnancies is really not going well.
I have no idea.
Look, I don't feel like it about that. I don't know. I don't feel that way about it. Like, oh my God, how is it that other people, I don't, who knows? We don't know. And I mean, it's not like you're ever exempt in life from shitty things happening,
Very true. Very true.
So anyway, I did want to get it out there. I've wanted to talk about it. You've been there from the start. And overall, like, I do have moments where I'm really sad and I knew today would be difficult to talk about.
Of course,
but I do feel like we will have one healthy baby of our own. And, even if we wanted to do a surrogate, I'm sure we couldn't even like do anything with my eggs or whatever until like later
Marcus
on.
keeps pointing at me.
Oh, is AJ the surrogate? Oh my God. Her mom would be like, what?
My mom would be
Carol
so
would
supportive. She's asked me to surrogate my child.
She wants.
My mom said, I will hold your baby if you need to do your career and everything. I know that the media is such a hard world. She said she would give me her body to make my baby. Yes, my mom said she would surrogate my baby. So yes, I'm available for you because my mom, I know, would be 100% supportive of that.
Oh my God. Well, I'm like getting way ahead of myself. I'm sure, we'll find out more on Thursday.
Right.
I will definitely keep people updated because I think
to. I mean, so then you are going to keep on testing your levels. You're not allowed to really try for another.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, this like story, like I said, I was in the emergency room on Saturday. I couldn't poop, So, so I had to go into the emergency room for $5,000 basically for them to watch me administer my own enema in my ass. And yeah, it was like awful. I know. And they were like, oh, your husband couldn't do this. I'm like, let me tell you, my husband, there is no way my husband is going to help me insert anything in my asshole. Are you kidding?
Is it possible to do your own enema if you can't poop? Like, but you don't know.
It's so easy. I should have been able to do this at home. I just paid $5,000. My health insurance did. I'm sure they're going to like deny. They're like, this bitch couldn't administer her own enema at home.
Well, you're thinking you just went through a procedure. You don't know what could happen. You could like rupture something. You never know.
Exactly right. I've never put my own enema in. Right. So I was like, okay, I got to go to Dan was doing soccer. I'm having the worst pain of my life. My mother's calling me, telling me to just like boil some prunes. And I'm like, it's beyond prunes. Let me tell you. Like,
I love parents' remedies.
It's just the juice. The juice is so, I'm like, the juice ain't going to help, girl. Like, we're impacted here, okay? The back's aching, the sides are aching. Like, I am in excruciating pain, okay? I went on Fox 5, right? The entire 2 hours I'm trying to do Fox 5. I need to take a massive dump, but I can't.
And you're just sitting there, just
and I'm like,
holding it in.
Today's weather, and like, my sides are like caving in from like I haven't been able to poop because you have all the you have anesthesia binds you up. Then they gave me Percocet. There was like no pain by this procedure, by the way, at all. Like it was so easy breezy. Like it's amazing, right?
But then you're stopped up for a while.
Yeah. P.S. I forget to take like mineral oil or something to keep going to the bathroom. So for like 3 days,
you're just stopping
there's
yourself
no movements. So it's so insanely painful. okay, we go to the emergency room, right? Dan's coming back from soccer. He's like, I'll meet you there. The nurse, first of all, I get placed next to the drunk, the hammered older gentleman who they've tied down on the gurney, right?
Of course.
Who only has two things to say, hola and so he whistles at everyone and he says, hola.
Hispanic. Even in his time of need, he's still trying to hit up some women. I tell you.
I don't want to say anything bad. I love the Hispanic people. But
no, it's just who we are.
This Hispanic man drove me fucking batshit. I was like, and they were like, one guy came over and he's like, what's your favorite drink, sir? Tequila. Perhaps we shouldn't have tequila. I need to take a massive shit, you know? And he was like, and then he would just be, hola, hola. Okay, do we have anything else to say here? You've clearly drank 3 bottles of tequila. Anything else? Anything? Nothing. And he was strapped down. There was nothing they could do. They called all of his relatives. No one wanted to come pick him up.
They're like, hell no, keep
soul.
him in there. Keep him in there. We can't stand him.
This is a Saturday afternoon, honey. This is a Saturday. I knew I had to go in early because by Saturday night it was going to be just like all madness. So I started at 3:30. This is like 5:30. They have him strapped to the gurney next to me while I'm trying to take a massive dump. And I'm sure they figured, put the drunk guy next to the person that has to shit because who else wants to witness that, right? So
my God.
He's completely out of it. Called they're like, Sir Hermano, call the Hermano.
No, Hermano doesn't want him.
Hermano not available.
Keep his motherfucking ass. I don't want him.
Exactly.
That's what they said.
They called a sister. They called an aunt. No one could come. Everyone was working. Can we get some sort of IV going here to just so he can say something else? Like, I hate to like say anything, but
oh my God. Maybe they know him really well, and this is just like a normal Saturday.
You're like the best Mexican person ever, but this gentleman was on my last nerve.
I completely understand you. I probably know a couple of those. In my family, I gotta actually check my group chat. Maybe like my uncle was in there with you. What are the chances?
So then they come in, right? So I didn't realize this, but basically like the nurses, they don't want to touch your asshole. So they're like, all right, well, we'll just help you, like guide you.
I would touch your, like as a nurse, I'd be like, okay, you're probably one of the cleanest people in here. I'll touch your ass.
No, they don't want to touch you. They strapped the drunk guy down and they left him alone. They didn't
Sure they wouldn't touch him.
I don't even think they gave him a lick of water. They were like, all right, you know what? He can just work it out. They were like, they just kept going about their business. They were like, bye. So
he strapped down.
They're like, all right, here, just like bend over. I'd never done an enema. Super pain free. You just
really?
like guide it yourself. Yeah, it's like really. It's just like basically salt water in your butthole, like to open up your butthole so you can go.
And then take the other stuff out. Right.
And then like it just causes like some cramps for a second, and then believe me, you go. It's like the most amazing feeling.
Believe me, it is relief.
So then they sit there and they're like, okay, just sit there because you're gonna like go for a little while. So I did. It was like the best feeling in the world.
Amazing.
Meanwhile, our friend is still hola. And so I'm taking the biggest dump of my life, and he's like,
up.
I'm like, okay, this is just fabulous. My husband, by the way, leaves the room. He does not want to witness this, because they don't even put you in the bathroom. They bring in like you're 1,000 years old. They bring in like a fake, like an old person's port. Yeah, and you sit on that.
And you're in these curtains, right? In a little tiny curtain next to
and my drunken friend is right outside.
Your amigo.
Yeah,
okay.
My amigo is right outside. So if I just switched the curtain, my amigo
say hola to your amigo.
Yeah, I'm taking a massive shit next to my amigo.
Awesome.
Of course, he didn't know. Yeah.
Can't whistle to save my life.
Yeah, and clearly he didn't. He wasn't bothered at all.
Not
a damn thing. It didn't slow him down.
This is a normal Saturday.
This is just a Saturday.
Okay.
So I'm like on top of everything that happens. Okay, great. So go to the bathroom, then like get home feeling a million times better.
Right.
It just like it has been the craziest 2 weeks. Like it has been crazy.
When you got back Saturday, what did you just order? Some like a nice dinner and just like chill.
You think I would have had a bowl of Raisin Bran, but no, we ordered a pizza and a salad. Okay,
that sounds good to me. After all that, you best believe you're ordering your comfort food: pizza and a salad.
We ordered a pizza and like a salad.
You're no longer backed up, ready to get that shit back in.
Support things it. Were good. Went to the bathroom. Yeah. So I'm happy to report everything was good. But yes, I was like super nervous because of all the no. Procedure.
I support you going to the doctor for that. You don't know what's going on down there. Yes, not that the nurses helped you at all, but at least you were there being watched.
They were really awesome. Like I said to Dan, I don't know how people work in hospitals. Like everybody listening that works how you do it, because dealing with drunk people, then you have to just watch people take a massive shit. Like how you do it. Like, I hope you make hundreds of thousands of dollars because
they do, but they're also their hours are ridiculous. I remember when I went to Syracuse Krause Hospital because I had alcohol poisoning. I didn't really need to go. Okay, I did not really need to go. Okay, yeah, they pulled me in. This kid next to me, I was with an old lady who had amnesia, and she just kept saying tuna fish sandwich. And then the other guy OD'd on acid. His mom was trying to calm him down as he was having a massive acid trip. We weren't even in a room. We were in the hallway. This was all. We were the least important people in this whole scenario.
Oh yeah, and when you're there, exactly, like you are going through this painful experience or whatever.
Yeah.
But really, in hindsight, they're dealing with people who are having massive heart attacks, like
right on the brink of death.
Yeah,
and we're over here like, please get this shit out of me.
I know. I'm like, can someone help me administer an enema? I'm like the lowest priority, right? Myself
right.
and the wasted person.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, and you don't know who else is like in a dire situation, but you're like, but right now I feel like I'm in a dire situation, so let's go.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you're the lowest person.
The lowest, yes.
So I know they deserve so much money and so much credit. And the hours.
Lord help them. Oh, yeah, the overnight shifts. Well, anyways, that's clearly why I didn't go into anything
How long were
medical.
you there? Did they give you an IV, like, to help you?
I had an IV. I woke up. I thought it was 2 a.m. I was ready to go back to the party. I was like, please let me go. There's still a party happening right now. And they're like, hun, it's 6 a.m. Your friends are coming to pick you up. I'm like, it's 6? What? Anyway, didn't have a hangover. The saline's great. You just get the IV.
I know.
You feel amazing.
I know.
You're back. You're back. I was ready.
The IV is insane. Like, the IVs are...
It's not normal.
I know.
But now they have those, like, live IVs. You can just walk in and get in, like, an IV.
But they're, like, life-saving. I know. It's
I've never done one of those, but...
We haven't gotten to that level yet, but...
Like your bachelorette party, you probably should have had, like, an IV station at the hotel room, which you didn't even stay at, so it would have been useless, but...
But I would have used the IV. I mean, that would have been really, like, I needed the IV. Anyway, it has been crazy. I appreciate every single one of you. So many people have been through it. You know, miscarriage is so common. I think, you know, for us, it's like a little bit trickier than just like a miscarriage. And I think that's the part, like, I wanted to kind of share with people today. Definitely, if you've ever had a partial molar pregnancy, like, I would love to know your story. I mean, it seems like...
I've never even heard of that. I just feel like it's one of those random...
Girlfriend, I mean, right?
Partial molar. Okay, so, and then there's two different, there's the full...
Well, the complete molar is a little bit rarer and seems like a little bit more dangerous because the complete molar, there's no fetus. So we did have a fetus. So then they consider it a partial molar. But yeah, they're very optimistic. Like, after you get through the 6 months, you know, you get cleared, you can have a child, you know. So I know we will. Our journey's just like a little bit longer. Whatever is ahead, we're definitely going to share. Dan has been like super open to, and I think, you know, feeling better and better. And thankfully, we just have amazing friends. And, you know, I'm just so grateful. Like, I don't want to get emotional again. I'll like be so, but you know, I mean, we had so many friends and family reach out, and you know, just. And our clients like Alex and Ann sent flowers, and my sister-in-law and brother-in-law, and they sent us flowers. And just like so many people have been praying for us and thinking of us. And that means so much. I just felt so grateful that people would take the time because, you know, everybody has stuff going on in their lives.
Definitely. Right.
So for them to care so much about our journey to have a family is like... just really, really amazing. So I'm so grateful.
It's funny because in media, I feel like we always have to be happy. And so like the moment we have something sad, it's like, holy shit, like we don't want to reveal, we don't want to show it, but I think it's healthy. So, and I think so many people reached out, the Hey FRASE fam, they were even reaching out to me. They're like, how's Sarah? Do you know anything? I'm like, I can't say anything, but when she's ready, she will explain. But I just know that the Hey FRASE fam is with you. And
yeah, and I think
we love you.
Our whole story has been one, you know, whether it's been like whatever, launching this podcast or, you know, transitioning from co-hosts or, you know, I always want people to just hear the good, the bad, and the ugly. And yeah, it's just not always great.
It's not always great. I think and it's better to be transparent like that, but I've struggled a lot with not wanting to share always the bad parts, but why not? We're human.
Yeah, and I think too, like, just, you know, yeah, I mean, you got to share the good and the bad. And I always want to be optimistic, and people, you know, I mean, just shit happens in life. Like, I don't want to be a person that stays home and, you know, crawls under the sofa and never comes out, you know?
You did it like a 180 recovery. I wanted to hit you up, and I was letting you have your space and stuff. But like, seriously, you were like, no, I'm good. I'm optimistic. So I think you handled it amazingly. And I'm just...
Yeah, I mean, you know, because you can get really down. I mean, as people know who've had miscarriages or had complications with pregnancy or whatever. But, you know, I mean, it's out of your control, right? It's like letting go and letting God. And, you know, I believe God has a great plan for us.
Yes.
God will make us parents. And however that comes. And if, you know, if there is something some crazy reason we can't have our own kids biologically, I've always had this desire to adopt. Dan shares that with me. And, there's kids out there that need us, so it's like
desperately, right?
Yeah. So anyway, I'll start crying again. But anyhow, we'll move on. I'll keep you guys posted. Thursday is our next appointment, so I'll probably find out more information. Yeah, but yeah, if you've had any, if you've had a partial molar, I'd love to know your experience. Hopefully it turned out well. Sarah, SARAH at heyfrase.com. It's Andrea at heyfrase.com. You guys can always email us. All right, we wanted to transition to it and leave the show a little bit on a funnier note too, right, today?
Yeah, we always have to leave you on a funnier note.
I mean, we got to leave you on a funnier note. We have a great pineapple mail about a woman in a bridal shower and her redneck relatives. I wanted to quickly get an update, and then we'll talk Kanye West and also Monique.
Yes.
But you said the biker taxi cab guy got a hold of you.
Yes.
Okay, give us the update. This is bananas.
He was very nice about it. I kind of got chills when I saw his name pop up.
How do we block people on Venmo?
So it wasn't through Venmo, it was through Instagram, because he also has my Instagram, because I felt so bad. I gave him all my information because I'm an idiot. I mean, I didn't give him my account number.
Okay,
so
wait, to refresh people, because did we talk about this last Monday or last Wednesday? I don't remember.
I think last Wednesday.
Okay, so you take one of those bicycle cabs.
Yes, I don't know. I was feeling touristy. I was having a good day in New York, and so it's a little tiny cab with a little clear plastic, and you can just bumpy. It's a horrible ride, actually. So
you've just auditioned for E. You're at 30 Rock. You've seen Jimmy Fallon.
I saw Jimmy Fallon's studio. I saw the SNL studios. I was having a great day. So I take this bike, and I asked him, I was like, how much is this ride? He said $8, but for you, $5. I was like, sir, that's so cheap. I'll give you $10.
Yeah, okay.
He's like, okay, great. Are you from around here? I was like, no, I just moved here. I am the perfect trap for him. Anyway, we get to my location, and he starts taking out his calculator, which I'm confused by, because I thought we had already decided it's $10. So he's using the multiplier. Anyway, we get to around $240 that I owed him. And basically, I just says, hey, I'll Venmo you. And he's like, we make payment plan. I'm like, no. So apparently this is a whole Russian mob thing. Actually, Joe Rogan has talked about the Russian mob, owning all these cab companies in New York, apparently.
Okay. I had no idea.
So, long story short, I was like, here's my information. I'll Venmo you $50 when I can. At this time, I think I had just paid my rent. Look, I had no money, but he sees me go into BuzzFeed, so he thinks I'm some huge producer. As of now, I work freelance.
I'm here, one day a week, 60 minutes. I mean, currently,
That's cute that you think I am. So, yes, I got a message from him over the weekend, and it's in my blocked, those messages that go in the hidden ones. You have to go and search them and then accept it.
Oh my God.
I guess because he doesn't follow me. I don't know how that works. But anyways, I see a name pop up, and he's like, hey, remember me? You didn't pay me for the bike cab. The company's now asking for the money, and I'm going to need it by tomorrow. Can you give it to me? Needless to say, I didn't accept the message. I hope he doesn't listen to this podcast. But I don't know what to do at this point. I was like, I never even answered.
Wait, am I the only person? I don't
just
even know what I write back
and
block him.
I feel so bad. I tried to give him $60 in cash, which is really all I had in cash, and he wouldn't accept it. He's like, no,
because he basically misrepresented their payment.
Exactly.
He made it sound like it was $10 for the entire ride, $10 a minute.
A minute, okay? If you guys go over 5 minutes, that's already $50. It adds up quick. So, long story, I never paid him, and usually the bike cabs will have a massive sign that says $5 per minute, which is probably why they're always lurking around, because nobody's going to take what am I going to go 2 minutes down the street? Take me to the next block, thank you. That's what I really should have said.
So what are you feeling? Are you going to just I feel like...
I have no idea. I mean, everyone's telling me don't pay him. You have
just
no
block
right.
Him.
Just block him. But I think I'll give him at least $50 and say I'm sorry for the problem. Sorry, we had a misunderstanding. And he even admitted to the misunderstanding, so...
Oh, well then you got that in writing. Okay, good. You're good.
Yes, it was all verbal, right? There was no written agreement. He just has my Instagram. And I've heard nothing from E, so I'll keep you guys updated on that.
We'll talk more about that on Wednesday. Yeah, I want to hear the latest.
Right.
Okay, I wanted to do 2 quick pop culture stories, and then we'll hit all of our sponsors and do a pineapple mail. So
yes.
Kanye West was at Joel Osteen's church in Houston, Texas over the weekend. Watched and listened to the interview. I don't know. Look, we'll play a little clip here. This is basically when Kanye West tries to shush the congregation, where he says that God is coming through him and he needs silence.
Excuse me, brother. I go into these streams of consciousness when I'm talking, and when you speak it in the middle of it, it distracts me. I really appreciate the support, but I would like for everybody to be completely silent so I can let God flow through me as I speak to you guys today.
about like a moment like that. Like, I just feel like this is the part about him. Like, I am so concerned because I do believe that Kim and Kanye have launched a presidential run. Like, this is the start. They are trying to get the Christian vote. They're trying to get Christians on board.
Right.
Do I believe that he's had an awakening of some sorts? Maybe. I mean, I think he's a very talented artist. I think he's also, I don't know. And now he talks about his mental illness. And here's my thing is, like, I think it's great that people are open about mental illness and more people need to be, but I'm not sure that he's actually been helped.
I'm not sure that we really should be electing somebody that has a condition that has not been helped. And he's always shushing people. He's constantly telling people that he needs to talk.
He refers to himself, and the poor Joel Osteen, right? I mean, Joel Osteen is there. I mean, you can tell Joel is like nervous as a cat on a hot tin roof. I mean, Joel is like sweating beads. Like,
his PR person was like, Joel, you better do this.
Oh, the whole fucking congregation was on edge. Joel is like, his hands were to his side. He was like, Lord Jesus. I mean, he's looking at
what
because Kanye's like the greatest. Jesus has taken the greatest artist on earth and now transformed me to be a preacher. I was going to be a preacher in Calabasas. Is that not the most bougie thing? Calabasas, like the most high end place.
Right.
I was going to open a church in Calabasas. Okay, you know, Mother Teresa was in like, you know, the slums of Calcutta.
Of India.
Yeah, I mean, and I like how he's going to open like a church in the wealthiest, you know, zip code in America.
Good.
I mean, that's the part that bothers me is there's like no humility. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it was Mother Teresa or it's the Dalai Lama or it's Nelson Mandela. I mean, people like that
are not brushing shoulders with like the wealthy millionaire and billionaires.
No, and sacrifice their lives and also the material things of life to help better society. I don't know. I mean, I have to admit I've been to a Sunday service, but that Sunday service kind of changed. I sort of have a different feeling about it.
It was more music. It wasn't like you think God is actually speaking through him. He believes that like literally he is like spreading the word of Jesus.
The Sunday service at Howard, he spoke very minimal, you know, and he addressed his
damn thing,
which was a good thing. And he addressed his mental illness and, you know, then wanted people to find Christ. And all those things are great things. I don't know. It's
so his little stint on Joel Osteen was kind of just to get that vote.
Personally, I think that you know, Kim is using her platform now to help with criminal justice reform.
Right.
Bringing awareness to people who have been incarcerated for way too long. Great cause, like awesome cause. And I think Kim probably genuinely cares about these people.
Right.
You know, but I do think that this is an orchestrated, I think nothing that Kim and Kris Jenner, and I'm not taking anything away from them or their brands. I love what they've created. It's amazing.
Me too. And I think they should stay in that lane. I don't think really they should be like pushing the boundaries into like politics.
It's like Trump. I mean, what's left when you become so big, you know, you're so well known, you're this beloved media culture figure. It's like, what's left? And I think Kanye and Kim have seen what's happened with Trump and they are doing that too. And I think what's the way to start? Go spread the word of Christ, get the Christian vote on board, black, white, you know, evangelical, Catholic, get people on your side that you believe in God and that God is with you. And people love that in this country.
I don't know where we're headed, but I think I'm going to head on over to Italy and start that vineyard that I always thought about because I don't even know.
Everyone said they were leaving when Trump got elected and they didn't.
True.
Okay, Monique. Monique, the comedian, is suing Netflix now for discrimination after they offered her $500,000. They would not negotiate with her for a comedy special. She says Amy Schumer, Chris Rock, other people have gone on to have very lucrative, huge deals. I believe Amy Schumer did an $11 million deal with Netflix.
Right. Ended up making like 13 or 15 million. So it was like way more.
Called out Netflix as well for being mostly employing white people, not helping the black population. What do you think? Do you think Monique has any sort of...
I think she has grounds, but if you do take a look at the people that Netflix did give a big deal, Amy Schumer is still really hot right now. Monique, this is kind of like I think she's very late. They lowballed her completely, but also it never came out if she fought back. You know, when they first give you a deal, you have to be like, no, like I actually want $5 million. Like I deserve $5 million. Like no one said that she went back and she fought.
Well, supposedly she did, and they would not engage her. So that's where the grounds part of this is too. She says that they absolutely were like, this is it, take it or leave it. And so that's part of her lawsuit.
And she was like, they never gave me the time to like rebuttal the price.
Right, exactly.
I think they for sure lowballed her. I think she deserves way more, a little over $1 million. I think a couple, I would say like $3 million, but I don't think she was at the level of Chris Rock or Jim Gaffigan, Amy Schumer. I think comedy right now, it's not really looking at race.
I mean, with her, it's hard because Monique's reputation, and I just think of like the Steve Harvey interview she did. She went on Steve Harvey, and Steve Harvey was like, look, you've kind of had this reputation within Hollywood. And that's true, whether it's Oprah, Lee Daniels, like a lot of people have basically said she's been very, very difficult, especially post Precious. She won the Oscar. So it's always hard, like... It is a fine line of like, yes, you deserve respect. You are an amazing comedian. You have sold out arenas, but then now you've kind of made your platform one about how you're the victim. And it's always hard, even if that's true, people never like that, you know, like it's...
Which I find surprising because, well, after this whole thing, she will never work with Netflix. Like, if this happens,
right, exactly,
she loses
this is
that deal. But I think that's really bold of her, if anything. You know what I mean? She's not thinking about the money, and she's not. There's no other goal other than to like stand up for rights.
I mean, I think she'll get something. I think she'll get. But you're right. Then she's probably never going to get a special on Netflix, HBO. I doubt it. I want to thank a couple of our sponsors, and then we'll quickly do a Pineapple Mail. Park Potomac is amazing. It sits at the spur of 270 and the Beltway right there in Potomac, Maryland. You can eat, shop, work, and play. They have some of the best restaurants in Montgomery County. You can head to one of the original founding farmers locations, Addie's, Gringos and Mariachis, and more. Not only that, you can get in your yoga, Orange Theory. We love the store Gym and Tonic for fabulous athleisure wear. Go to parkpotomac.com today if you are looking for an apartment or maybe your office is considering moving. We love them. Also, best way to support this podcast is to frequent our, clients who we love. Alex Nguyen and his wife An, so amazing. Thank you for the beautiful flowers to Dan and me with everything that's going on. They sell life insurance, they sell car insurance, auto, renters insurance, and they do financial service consulting. Such great people, adore them. They actually work in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. You need to make an appointment today. You can call them 703-462-8700, or you can go to alwayson, ALWAYSANH.com. is their website. Tell them that the Hey Frase podcast sent you. You get a free consultation. Westfield Montgomery Mall, they're helping you get your Christmas shopping done, holiday shopping done early. So right now, if you shop between now and November 27th and you spend $250, you get $25 back in a gift certificate. Boop. Just take all your receipts down to their little concierge desk. You get your gift card. Westfield Montgomery, right on Democracy Boulevard in Bethesda. Unbelievable mall. They have every high-end store. Their food court's just been updated. I was eating a lot, because I was preggers. So that was like the first place I was going. And let me tell you, their food court, exceptional. So we love working with them. You're going to be seeing their some of the great promotions that they're running coming up too. I can't reveal them just yet, but AJ and I'll be working on that. So definitely check out Westfield Montgomery and Early Bird Gets the Worm. AJ, Everlane, give it to us.
Everlane, it is almost the holiday season, so this is a really good option if you guys are like dying to know what to get your man or your woman or your person. It's ethically sourced clothing. They make premium essentials using the finest materials without traditional markups. The example they give is the t-shirt. You would buy it at the store for $50, but it only costs $7 to make. Makes no sense. Do not overpay for quality clothes, which is what Everlane is fighting for. Everlane sells directly to you. Their prices are 30 to 50% lower than traditional retailers. If you go to their website, we were speaking about transparency before. Well, that's what Everlane is.
Love that.
Essentials like their Cotton Crew t-shirt are exactly what they should be. Versatile, simple, stylish, and made from quality materials. And right now, you can go check out our collection at everlane.com/Frase, Frase. Everlane.com/Frase. Right now they have a whole selection of their winter line.
Yes.
Sweaters, down jackets, jeans, shoes. You just go right to the website, everlane.com. Use our code Frase. Plus you'll get free shipping on your first order right now. Again, everlane.com/Frase.
Awesome. Alyssa, can I just grab my cell phone for 1 second? I want your opinion, AJ, on this. So Pineapple Mail, you can always email us your questions, comments, concerns. Lots of people hit me up too on Instagram. You can leave it there. It's sarah@heyfrase.com. Boom. You can check it out. Or, of course, you can hit us up at HeyFrase on Instagram. And then it's at Andrea Lopez Comedy. Hey there, ladies. Need your advice. As a newly married lady, my aunt is planning my bridal shower and wants a guest list. My question is this. If I invite my fiance's aunt, do I also have to invite his trashy cousins? Like, what's the guest list etiquette? Do I have to invite them because they're his family, even if they're totally white trash and my shower is going to be classy?
Ooh.
I may be a bitch. I don't know. But I thought you'd be the perfect person to ask. Why? Because I have a lot of white trash people in my family? Yeah, that's exactly why.
So you would understand. Wait,
yeah, exactly.
Is it for the bridal party or the bachelor party?
So this is for the bridal, planning my bridal shower. So
bridal
she
shower.
wants to invite her fiance's aunt, who she likes.
Okay.
But then she's also wondering if she needs to invite the trashy white family, white redneck cousins. Yes. Which, here's the deal. I think you have to. Yeah.
I do. Right.
I do.
Right. I think they will be offended, and I think it'll cause problems, and you don't want to be fighting before the wedding.
Look, it's when we were doing our wedding guest list, okay, there are just people on there that you don't really want to invite, that you know are not going to come, right? But maybe they're cousins, they're relatives, they're like on again, off again relatives that you've had drama with in the past. It's easier to send them an invitation. These white trash relatives may not even come.
True.
But you don't want to go into your wedding with this as the discussion. You know what I mean? Because then it taints the entire wedding. And as much as like your wedding, your bridal shower is about you, I think Dan and I really tried to make it about other people. We wanted it to be fun. We wanted it to be about our family and friends coming together. And when you kind of can put the onus on that, like,
right,
you know, for your aunt, for your fiance. And here's the thing. I always find like, do it for your fiance, right? Because those are his relatives. He may not like them. I'm sure he recognizes their white trash. But at the end of the day, like, he also grew up with them. And it's so much better. Put it in their court and let them not come. We had people that we were like, oh, please don't come. We don't want them to come. They didn't. But to keep it all status quo, they're going to send you a card. They're going to send you a gift. You write them a thank you. Just keep it moving. You know, that's what I've learned in the past.
You don't want to start off with a fight. And
don't start off with a fight.
I guess the bachelorette party is really for you and your girlfriends, so just have the bridal shower be a little bit more family-oriented, and they probably won't even come anyway.
They probably
usually
won't,
don't.
and they're going to keep it exciting. You know, hopefully they get wasted on White Claws, and, you know, I mean,
and
or
it'll
Four
be a
Loko.
bridal shower to remember.
It'll be a bridal shower to remember. All right, guys, love you so much. Thank you for, this was kind of like a special edition episode. We're obsessed with you guys. We'll see you back here on Wednesday. Love you. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Broadcast by, hey, Fraser live.